We'll be looking at pure water. Pure water has done what? The association has increased the price of a bag. What is the implication to you, the average man on the street? Is the podium on this dial? Stay tuned, don't go away.
Safa sapheli sizwe simnyama iwasafa isizwe saba kavula moya alitsheleni kokhelize wemaye wemodo safa sapheli sizwe simnyama iwasafa isizwe saba kavula moya alitsheleni kokhelize.
Welcome back on the podium this morning. As campaigns heighten ahead of the 2023 elections, rallies are taking place by candidates across the length and breadth of Nigeria. On Wednesday, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Gregory Obi, was in Ibadan with dignitaries within and outside the party to solicit for votes in the Brown Roof City, Ibadan. What happened at the Adamasingba Stadium, venue of the campaign rally by Peter Obi? Let us take a listen to Peter Obi in Ibadan on Wednesday.
Let me start by paying my sincere respect to our late revered father and leader, Obafemi Awolowo. Let me pay respect to INT'L. I pay my respect to all the leaders and heroes of Yoruba land. I pay my respect to the leaders of today, especially Ayo Adebanjo. Behave anyhow. We will secure and unite Nigeria. We will provide and ensure that we remove Nigeria from consumption to production. We will bring back this great city, Ibadan. This great city, Ibadan, when we move it from consumption to production, we will come back and the youth of Nigeria will have jobs. They are very energetic. They are very talented. We want to provide them a future. Both of us, we will fight corruption. Corruption is killing the future of the youth of Nigeria. Because people are stealing money that we use to develop Nigeria. I am Baba Ahmed Dati. Go and check out history. We are well creators. We are well creators. We are not well sharers. We are not well destroyers. We will create well for Nigeria. Nigeria today is a laughing stock. Everywhere you go, they will tell you, oh, you are Nigerian. You'll be fearing to say you are Nigerian. We want people to be proud to hold Nigeria. We want people to be proud to say they are Nigerians. Because they have a job, they will not be running away from their country. Then we want those who want to come back. That is why we want to build a good Nigeria. It will not be built on tribalism. It will not be built on religion. We will create a neighboring society where people's hard work and talent will match up their opportunities. We will make sure that if Baba Ahmed owns to university, we will make sure there's no strike in university. We will make education a priority. We want to educate our people in the north. I assure you, we will turn the vast land into agricultural land that will feed this country and we will export goods. We will ensure that Lagos, we will return Lagos where you will become the financial center of Africa. Ibadan will come back for what Ibadan has done. Ibadan is a great city where we have famous university, famous industries and everything. They will all return back. We will not continue where we are going today. Do not listen to them. They are the ones that drove this place. They cannot continue to drive this car. The car has an engine knob. You want to fix it and give it a better driver.
All right, welcome back. That's Peter Obi in Ibadan. That was on Wednesday. With this, I welcome you to the podium, the chief spokesperson, Obi Dati Presidential Campaign Council, Dr. Tanko Yunusa. Dr. Tanko Yunusa, it's good to have you on the podium this morning.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning to our brothers and sisters in Ibadan or your state. And I want to thank you so much for your wonderful reception in Ibadan on Wednesday. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, quickly, we have to make this snappy because I understand you have other engagements this morning, and hence we are bringing this forward at this time. How does it feel being a former presidential candidate of the National Conscience Party in 2019, and then you become the spokesperson of the National Consultative Front, which adopted Labour Party as its third force for the 2023 general elections, and today you are the chief spokesperson of the Labour Party, Obi Dati 2023. How does it feel?
Well, it feels good that we are now working in synergy. Let me give you a story and a memory lane. We have been in the forefront of the struggle for years, for almost 3 decades. We have been together with the Labour Party, and at a point in time, we even, under the leadership of Dan Wanyang, we were about to form a strong alliance together with the Labour Party, the PRP, all of our lefties, in trying to make sure that we fight for the soul of Nigeria. Fortunately, under the National Consultative Front, when we adopted the Labour Party on the 22nd of May, Peter Obi joined the Labour Party on the 27th, and then he became the presidential candidate in Asaba on the 30th. Now, so you can see the kind of a synergy we are working together with. So what we are saying in essence is that it's a joint force of people. Remember, Professor Patotomi was also a presidential candidate at a particular point in time. Remember, Shini Ofagbenrutu was a presidential candidate at a particular point in time. So almost all of us agreed that it is difficult for a single person to be able to fight for the soul of Nigeria. So we need to put all of our strengths together. And we are now lucky that Comrade Peter Obi, as is formerly popularly known now, also joined us. So it's a collective struggle. Don't forget, we have people on the platform of the National Consultative Front like Obi Ezekwesili. We have people like Femi Falana, who has also helped us so much to midwife this particular struggle within the labor movement. And also note that the Nigerian Labour Congress, under the leadership of Comrade Ayuba Waba, and then in the leadership of the TUC, at a point under the leadership of Kadri Olaleye, who is the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council Labour Director, and at the same time, Festus Osifo, who is also the present chairman of the TUC, are all involved in this. So it's a struggle for Nigeria. For me, I'll be proud to be part of a history-making event where ASU, as a member of the Labour Congress, will join forces with the Nigerian Labour Party and make sure that the issue of strike will be a thing of the past, because it will be government that is being owned by the Nigerian Labour Party and Labour Congress and the Nigerian Labour Movement. So proudly, I am glad to be speaking and to be the image maker or the face of the campaign of this particular struggle.
All right, quickly, Doctor, you've mentioned notable names within your party, and these are just people with just one vote. And then you want to ask, the issue of structure still remains a factor now. Critics have continued to harp on the non-structure syndrome of the Labour Party just to run a national election, let alone run the affairs of the country. How so is it now with the structure of the Labour Party? Is it still no structure movement, or is it still has it gone beyond that? And we're talking about structure. Who is the structure and what is the structure of the Labour Party? We'll go on a break, and when we come back, you respond to this question, you ponder over it. We'll just go on this commercial break. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned, don't go away.
32 FM 94.9.
Christ Mercy International Church presents 21 days powerful revival. Níbi tí Ọlọ́run ti ṣetán láti lo àwọn òjíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àkórí ìtọ́dún yìí. Igi gbígbẹ́ léyìí, ògì gbígbẹ́nu ayé wa ni ó yè láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Tí yóò sì máa wáyé ní gbogbo aago 5 di aago 8 àṣálẹ́ ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti 1st of December to 21st of December nínú ọdún tá a wà yìí. Prophet Mayowa Moses Fèyíjì àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run bíi Prophet Olúfẹ́mi Òní, Prophet Paul Adémodì, Apostle Olúwaṣẹ́gun Olúwaṣọgbọ́n, Prophet Adesoji Ọ̀nàbànjọ, Apostle Elijah Olúṣọlá, Prophet Augustine Ogena, Prophet Paul Arole Jésù, Prophet Ṣẹ́gun George, Prophet Samuel Olúdáre, tó fi mọ́ Prophet Isaac Jayiola, pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ olórin ẹ̀mí bíi Akíntúndé Elijah Ọlọ́run ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, Ẹnìtàn Olúṣẹ́gun Bámidélé EOB, Bose Super àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Gbogbo nínú gbọ̀ngàn àjọ wa tó wà ní number 35 Adamoleko Street beside Butterlight Bread, Ìmọ̀lẹ́ Fálàfíà Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. It's 08077309381. Jésù dúdì yóò. Shalom.
The first ever World Cup hosted in the Middle East. The deafening noise of criticism and disgrunts in the build-up to the tournament. An excellent opening ceremony to lay these fares and preach unity. 8 stadia to host the finest of actions, laced with skills, dribbles, upsets, misses, tears, and goals. Who will win the most prestigious cup in world football? Which 2 teams will play in the finals at the Lusail Stadium on December 18th? Join 32FM Sports Crew at the Racecourse Amphitheatre on the 18th of December 2022 from 12 noon as we bring you the final of this year's World Cup. This event is proudly sponsored by Winners Golden Bet and Amber Energy.
So we gather here as one big tribe, and Earth is the tent we all live in.
Families are already preparing for Laughter Santa 2022. Laughter Santa's here again, and he's smiling with lots of gifts. To participate, you can buy your Laughter Santa card for 2,000 Naira only to see Santa and get your unique laughter number, which is your unique access to your Laughter Santa raffle on radio. And from 5:15 to 6 p.m. daily, from the 1st to the 24th December 2022, you can call on the Laughter Santa raffle show to win loads of goodies from Santa, like refrigerators, cash gifts, free meal for a month, bags of rice, bicycles, a surprise gift, and many more. You can get your Santa card at 4th floor, Cocoa House, Dubai. For sponsorship and inquiries, call Auntie Yellow on 0803-651-5050 or Tope on 0803-576-6925.
Fanfaro Autofest 2022, the fearless edition. This time around, speed limit will be exceeded. Come and experience the finest of drifters from around the world. On the 4th of December 2022 at Trans Amusement Park along Bodija, Ibadan. Admission requires a bottle of Fearless Energy Drink. Electrifying lineup: Toby Bakre, Peruzzi, Brymo, Alternate Sound, Kenzo, MM Sax. Fanfaro Autofest. Headline sponsor: Fearless Energy Drink. Fanfaro Autofest 2022. Drifting finesse like never before.
Oh yes, the wait is over. Midas Casino is now open for our teaming patrons and enthusiasts at number 44 Awolowo Way, Old Bodija, Ibadan. Yes, Midas Casino is a grand and classic casino for the elites to play all kinds of games and bettings like slot, virtual games, soccer balls, and casino, as well as snooker table and other side attractions, while you relax in a classy and serene atmosphere with watertight security. At Midas Casino, our customer relation is second to none, and of course there are lots of goodies to savor like free drinks and other side attractions. Just visit and see things for yourself at Midas Casino, number 44 Awolowo Way, Old Bodija, Ibadan, and you will be wowed.
I've got the passion to chase my dreams, to become who I wanna be. Add my flavor to my life and make it truly mine. Mama door, tasty food and nutrition, cooking oil, spread and seasoning. Explore your flavor with Mama Door.
Mama Door, explore your flavor.
Miss Polly has a baby who was sick. She phones to the doctor to be quick. The doctor came running with a Rexall drop, and he knocked on the door with a rat-a-tat-tat.
Rexall paracetamol drop is good for the treatment of feverish conditions in babies. Rexall paracetamol drop has a fruity taste and it is mild on the child's digestive system.
Then the baby was happy and started to play.
Rexall paracetamol, also available as tablets and suppositories for adults and syrup for children. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor. Rexall paracetamol, another quality product from Daily Need Industries.
Became silent.
The government became oppressive. It's time to lend your voice to politics.
On 32 FM 94.9.
All right, welcome back from that break. It's still the podium, and I still have the president, the chief spokesperson, Obidati Presidential Campaign Council, Dr. Tanko Yunusa, on the show this morning. Professor Remi Ayede joins us from South Africa this morning. Prof, good morning. It's good to have you on the program. Okay, let me just quickly join Dr. Yunusa Tanko this morning. Before we went on that break, we talked about the issue of structure this morning. Okay, Prof has joined us. Prof, good morning. It's good to have you on the podium this morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's a great pleasure to be here.
Hi, South Africa this morning.
Yeah, everywhere is cool.
All right. We have Dr. Yunusa Tanko, the chief spokesperson of the Labour Party, that's the Obidati Campaign Council. And before we went on that break, Dr. Yunusa, I asked you a question. Does the issue of structure still exist, or have you fixed the issue of structure within the party now?
Thank you very much. First of all, you mentioned the individual that I mentioned that they have one vote. I agree with you. But you also agree with me that they have voice. People listen to them. And when they speak on behalf of this particular movement, it moves mountain. And it will support the structure that we are building. Let us be clear. We are running a conventional and unconventional way of politics. You will also agree with me that the people are actually being the structure of the Labour Party. They are the ones sponsoring themselves, mobilizing themselves, supporting the movement, especially the Nigerian youth. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, on October 1st, the Nigerian youth came out in mass when this issue broke out that we don't have structure. They came out on the 1st of October to say, look, we are the structure, and they march on every street of Nigeria, almost every city of Nigeria. 40 cities was agog with support of the Nigerian youth. That is the unconventional way of politics. And I said, and I remain to be challenged, that no single candidate could have generated that kind of organic support in one day. In one day, there is none. But in order to make it work, we are also doing what we call the conventional way of politics by building structures along the polling unit and all. As we speak today, I am in Kano. As we speak right now, I am in Kano. On Monday, the 28th of November, we are having our canvassing soldiers across the polling unit, 4,200 units in the northern part of Nigeria. All the 19 state chairmen of the party will be in attendance. The local government will be in attendance. The ward level poll canvassers will be in attendance. There will be the secretary of the Labour Party, Amalong Ibrahim Umar Farouk, will be the chairman of the occasion. My humble self will be delivering the keynote address, a meeting with all of these persons. So that way, we are synergizing both the conventional and the unconventional way of politics, so that by February, Peter Obi will be voted in as the CNC Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to take Nigeria from docility to prosperity, from anarchy, from situation of anarchy to a prospective, well-coordinated country, from the level of insecurity to a secure country, from consumption to production.
I think there's a lot of campaign now going on. Let him take a break a little bit on this.
Okay.
Because I'm just thinking that, you see, there's this one focus of the Labour Party, which has to be addressed in relation to the question of structure. Because we are thinking in terms of, what about the other candidates of the Labour Party? Don't they have gubernatorial candidates? Don't they have the National Assembly candidates? Because when you have strong candidates at this very lower level, and they are doing their job in their own interest and the interest of the presidential candidate, then there will be a greater traction. Because that's actually what we mean by structures. It's not just only when you have party officers at the various levels, but we're also interested in how you're able to, produce candidates at various levels.
Okay.
Contest.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, thank you very much. As we are speaking, structure means physical and human physical structure, including candidates. So candidates are one integral part. As we are speaking today, this is around 10 o'clock or so, we are going on a rally by the senatorial candidate, former State House of Assembly, Federal House of Representatives. Shaibu Fage is running his campaign in Kano. Today, I will be on that particular podium. Now, by 12 o'clock, we are going to be on. So that's to tell you that we have this candidate cut across. We may not have them fully because there are cases already in the court trying to make sure that some of the candidates were denied of being uploaded because of this particular INEC situation. But as we speak, we are having those candidates who are running election. I will be on the campaign trail today in Kano, not anywhere, and supporting the candidature of Malam Shaib Fagi. So there is a lot of candidates, and I just told you that government candidates and state assembly candidates we have. In fact, to also add to it, my own son, Mohammed Yunus Salisu, is contesting as the state assembly member.
Okay.
So that's to tell you that we have the candidates, they are working all over, but we are going to synergize them by this particular program that is going to take place on the 28th of November in Kano, Mobeya House, Kano City, the heart of Kano.
All right, quickly, let me come in this way. Your presidential candidate, Peter Obi, has reiterated the fact that, and I quote him, "We not give shishi," end of quote. How does the Labour Party hope to compete in a highly monetized political environment in Nigeria?
That is the difference between our campaign. Let me explain. When they say we are not giving shishi, it means we are not ready to buy anybody's vote. What they do in this particular situation is they have stolen a lot of money, humongous sum of money. They have it in Podium band. They take it into their houses. Those who have corruptly enriched themselves have put up into the level of insecurity, and then they buy votes from the people and put them into perpetual poverty. And that is the reason why the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics has established this fact that 130 million people out of 200 million Nigeria are in abject poverty. And Peter Obi said, let's have that 130 million Nigerians who are in abject poverty. Join with me. Let us form a government. I will not buy your vote. I will not give you shishi to buy your vote. But we will make sure that resources for us to do logistics after all, who is financing our campaign is the people by themselves. And that is the way conventional politics is done. I mean, unconventional politics is done. People support the candidate by their own money and by their own campaign structures. That is how it be done. That is how you saw Obama winning elections. That is how you see Lula da Silva winning election in Brazil. It's not about an individual, one single person generating so much money by himself and then going to buy people's vote. That is not acceptable. And if you change that particular narrative, then you see the people actually owning this government.
Okay.
But today, the people are not owning the government. Peter Obi has also extrapolated and confirmed that today, 80% of Nigerians are working for the government, and the government is working for 20 people. It cannot work. So when we say we are not giving shishi, doesn't mean that we are not paying money for our logistics and all. But what we will not do is to buy your vote. We will not buy anybody's vote. But we will expect people to vote for us because we have the character, we have the competency, we have the consistency, we have the transparency, and we will do the best thing for the Nigerian people. That has been the position of Peter Obi.
Okay, you talked
Thank
about
you very much, Tanko.
logistics. Okay.
I'm just wondering, Chike.
Yeah.
For instance, if we are looking at the analysis of voting pattern.
Yeah.
We'll say, for instance, the APC candidate can boast that he has a stronghold in Lagos, in the southwest. Which part of the country, for instance, Eunice, would you confidently say that is under the control of the Labour Party?
Did you just hear what Nelson Wike said? There is a calculation saying that no president win this the Federal Republic of Nigeria. One, you must win Kano, or you must win Lagos or River State.
Yes.
But Nelson Wike just tacitly endorsed our candidate for River State. Tacitly endorsed it and said he was. Yes, you are aware of that, and he mentioned it. And then you also agree with me that we are very popular in Edo State.
Okay.
Very, very popular, because the people actually engulf the city. Because, you know, they are trying to make us look weak. But we are, and the more they do it, the more popular we get. For example, when we started this particular campaign in Lagos, where we are making so much inroad, they try to deny our people from getting their PVCs. It is on record. And when we went to Lafia, they deny us using the popular stadium. When we went to Edo, they deny us using the Ogbomudia Stadium in Edo. But the people engulfed the whole city completely. It is there, you can see. And when we went to, when we came to Ibadan, people didn't even think that we would get 100 people. And you were there, you saw how people came out in numbers to come and give us support. So, in other words, apart from Rivers and Edo and other states, we are organically represented across the whole federation. The Nigerian youth are our stronghold. They are the one propelling and pushing this particular campaign. They are the one that own the process. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, we have been able, through Peter Obi, we've been able to unite the Nigerian youth. They are no more docile. They said they want their country back, and a new Nigeria is possible. And they believe in the driver. The driver is Peter Obi, and his assistant driver, Deti Baba Ahmed.
All right. Quickly, you talked about logistics and all that, and you mentioned the Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State. Recently, he promised providing logistics for your presidential candidate in Rivers State there. However, the question would be, is there an alliance in the offing between the Labour Party and the G5 governors, the so-called integrity group governors of the PDP?
Officially none, no. But the truth is that anybody who is interested in rescuing Nigeria is already an obedient person. I can say without fear or favor that there's an obedient person in every household in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, including yourself, including the presidency. And my reasons is simple, because Nigerians are affected negatively economically. Nigerians are affected negatively through education. Nigerians are affected insecurity-wise. Nigerians are affected internationally negatively. And so therefore, anybody who believes that Nigeria should be changed, Nigerian narrative should be changed to positivity is an obedient person.
All right, Professor Remi Ayede, you have one or two before we allow our guests leave.
I must say that I'm impressed by the confidence of Yunus Atanko. And then he's claimed that, the funding for the party is coming from Nigerians themselves. I'm just wondering, for the other candidates, apart from the presidential campaign, where are you expecting the funding to come from? That's one. Then secondly, you also know one of the great challenges that we have is that it is even through paying money that people actually come out of their homes on voting day to exercise their franchise. It happened in Ekiti State, it happened in Osun State, where they said Dibo. People because people don't really want to come out because they are apathetic concerning the political system. They are not very hopeful. So I'm just wondering, apart from the youth, there are common people, old people, those areas of the cities where you have huge population, large mass of people in the lower rung of society. Many of them not as educated enough to follow Twitter, to follow Facebook, and all of those things that the youth can easily mobilize. So, how do you deal with this problem?
Okay, sir. Thank you, Prof. There's a song in the Yoruba land. Iyami yo gbe elegun jae, pe elegun bodun bade ma. Bodani pelegun bodun ma keru seyin. Now, with this particular song that I just learned down to you, sir.
Yes.
Odun today, Egun manja ni Egun comes out in the festivity period. This is a festivity period for every Nigerian. We need to work together as a team. Are you happy as a Nigerian living in South Africa at the moment now? Is that what you want to be, if not because you just go there because you want to do business and come back to Nigeria? Many of our Nigerian people are outside this country because they are forced out of it to go and look for better life. Because people who are in the country could not provide them with simple way of survival. And today, as we speak to you, Nigerian doctors are leaving Nigeria in mass. Are we happy?
Yes, but we are talking about people
what I'm trying to tell you, sir, is that for those that want to take the Gboko Sebe, Obetoma say is for only Ojo Kani. Obetawa sọ fún wọn say fún ọdún mẹ́jọ ni.
Okay.
That is the difference.
How do you get to them?
Sir, yeah, the question is asking, how do you get to them? How do you get to these
That's
people?
That's what I just told you now. We are building structures along the polling unit everywhere, 178,000 units around the federation. We're just starting from the north. We want to reach them in every polling unit. Each unit has 500 voters. We are targeting 200. By the time you times that, we will end up with 25 million people. Remember in 2019, Buhari won with 15 million voters. 15 million, and Atiku came second with 11. The total number out of the 83 million people that registered to vote, only 33 million votes. Today we are having a 96 million registered voters, and we are targeting nothing less than 30 to 40 million voters, especially the youth within the demography of 18 to 25 years old. So we are reaching down to them gradually. I am not doing it alone. We are asking every obedient that believe in this particular movement to form a cell unit around his own polling unit. That is the way to get to these people. And letting them understand enough of the lies, enough of the insecurity, enough of the deceit and siphoning our country's funds. I am only confident, what you say, Prof, I'm only confident that the time is ripe. We have two Sesame twins who have been driving Nigerian point to almost a halt. Can you imagine? This same APC, permit me to mention their name, they are now saying that they don't support the use of PVC. How can you do so? I was an IPAC chairman, and I know when they came to me, they were challenging the use of accreditation machine. because they believe PDP at that time was going to use it to manipulate them, to manipulate the system. But now they are doing the worst. They are now trying to subvert the will and the position of the law, and at the same time suppress the will of the Nigerian people. We will not accept it. The Nigerian people should stand up in unison to say that the Electoral Act, Section 64, Subsection 4, Subsection 5, and Subsections 2, 6 has empowered INEC to use all electronic means possible to give us credible election. At this point, I will give so much credit to INEC for standing firm on the Electoral Act and demanding that or probably making sure that the Electoral Act works for the Nigerian people so that nobody will manipulate and the will of the people will be supreme.
All right.
That is why I'm confident, sir.
Okay, before I let you go now, I want to ask you this question on a lighter note. Where is Yunusa Tanko from?
I am from Kano State.
My
mother is from My mother is from Kabo local government. My father is from Kano, from Kura local government. I grew up in Idiaraba, Lagos, in Mushin. I wrote WAEC and I wrote Yoruba in my WAEC.
That is why your Yoruba is fluent. Thank you for featuring.
Yes,
thank you for featuring on the podium this morning. I hope to engage you more very soon, and very soon hope to get to engage the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi.
Thank you very much. And I want to also say that there are Yorubas in the north who speak Hausa fluently, even more than me. That is how we want to unite Nigeria. There are Igbo people who speak Hausa and they reside in Nigeria. But the truth about is that we are building a nation that you don't need to change your clothes because you are going to Southeast to go and do business. You don't need to change your clothes when you are coming from the South, going to North to do business. Dress as a Yoruba and feel free. Dress as a Hausa man and feel free. Dress as an Igbo man and feel free. Let's unite Nigeria and get Nigeria back. Thank God that Peter Obi is uniting Nigeria using the youth as a focal point. But all of us need to rescue Nigeria. Don't be ashamed. Don't believe in sentiment. Don't believe in religion. Nigeria is one, and we are the only one that can rescue it. No any other person.
All right, thank you for featuring on the podium this morning. Many thanks to you, the chief spokesman of the Obi Dati Presidential Campaign Council, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, on the podium this morning.
Yeah, he's a very spirited person.
All right, Professor Ravi Ayede, you can just hang on. We'll be engaging some youths this morning, and from there we'll be engaging a financial expert. We'll be engaging Abimbola Ajinibi, all the way from Abuja. We'll be talking about the redesigning of the new Naira notes, the implications, monetary policies around it. After this break, I'll be discussing with the Southwest Youths Group. They'll be here to tell us their agenda ahead of the 2023 elections and a better Nigeria. Stay tuned. Don't go away.
Stay tuned to 32 FM 94.9.
Àwọn kan bẹ tí ẹni lọ́kàn àti àmà ní akíkanjú ni wọ́n sì máa ń dán nǹkan láwò. Níbo ló máa wà lọ́jọ́ kẹrin oṣù December ọdún yìí? Ǹjọ́ ti ṣetán fún ìdíje ayárabíàṣá? Ǹjọ́ ti gbáradì fún àríyá tí kò lẹ́gbẹ́?
gbáradì fún àríyá fanfaro autofest tó máa wáyé ní Trans Amusement Park Ìbàdàn lọ́jọ́ kẹrin oṣù kejìlá ọdún 2022. àríyá yẹn wò ó máa loud gan. Fearless aṣíwájú nínú àwọn energy drink ló ṣàgbátẹrù fanfaro autofest. Fearless gba àríyá mọ́ra.
ẹ̀gbọ́n ìjàre mọ́lẹ̀ ọlọ ìjàre àti pọ́n kékeré kalẹ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀ ní gbọ́ àfẹ́dẹ́ lọ́ọ̀mì ó dà gan gbogbo ẹ̀ ló pé pérépéré.
tí olúwa nílẹ̀ àti ẹ̀kú rẹ̀.
ayé àti àwọn tó mọ̀ tán rẹ̀.
ẹlẹ́wọ̀n gbà.
kò lè má rí bẹ́ẹ̀ onírúurú talẹ̀talẹ̀ ló ń bẹ nílẹ̀ yìí ṣùgbọ́n àrà ọ̀tọ̀ ni Danabits Homes and Properties torí wọ́n fi ni lọ́kàn balẹ̀ àwọn tó ti bá wọn dòwò pọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí ni wọ́n ti lè sọ àǹfààní tó ń bẹ lọ́dọ̀ wọn àwọn ni wọ́n ń ta ilẹ̀ Victory Estate phase 1 àti phase 2 alábàtà mọ́níyà tí ò kọjá ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́ta sí railway terminal ìfà ńlá tó ni Treasure Estate tó wà ní Ìdó-Lẹ́bàá University wọ́n ń gbèrò ẹ̀ Favour Estate náà wà ní Mòwe tí ò sì kọjá agbára má sọ ọmọ ní ti Joyce Cotton Gardens tó wà níwájú Bethel American International School Ìrókò lójú ọ̀nà Ìbàdàn sílùú Ọ̀yọ́ 550,000 naira péré ni àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ lórí àwọn ilẹ̀ yìí ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé torí owó wọn kò gara bọ́rọ̀ èèyàn bá wá níjà sí irú ti bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà bẹ̀rẹ̀ tètè lọ sí ọ́fíìsì wọn ní Prime Time Plaza ọba Alẹ́ṣinlọ́yẹ́ phase 2 lẹ́bàá Bidin petrol station lálẹ́ṣinlọ́yẹ́ Ìbàdàn sanwó kó gbalẹ̀ lójú ọgán ọ̀fẹ́ sì ní corner piece lọ́dọ̀ wọn àyè san díẹ̀díẹ̀ tún wà níbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àlàyé ẹ ṣáà ti pè wọ́n sórí 090-477-97352 tàbí 081-884-18137 Danabits Homes and Properties àwọn ni wọ́n sọ ilé kíkọ́ dìrọ̀rùn fọmọ aráyé.
láìsí àní-àní gbogbo ìdílé ló ń rọ́kùnkùn kẹ̀kẹ́ gbáradì fún kérésì ayọ̀ tọdún yìí Laughter Santa 2022 ti lè ṣe rédíò 32 FM kẹ̀tíkẹ̀tí ló sì ti kẹ́rù rẹ̀ dé láláràǹbarà fún gbogbo aláyọ̀ láti lè pàdé baba kérésì aláyọ̀ o lè ra káàdì Laughter Santa fún $2,000 náírà péré kó lè fún ọ láǹfààní láti rí baba kérésì kó o gbẹ̀bùn nínú èyí tó sì tún gba àkànṣe nọ́mbà kan tí ó jẹ́ kó o lè kópa nínú ìdíje ìyíkoto Laughter Santa lórí rédíò 32 FM bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ̀ látàgò 5 kọjá ìṣẹ́jú 15 sáàgò 6 ìrọ̀lẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọjọ́ kìíní sí ọjọ́ kẹrìnlélógún oṣù kejìlá ìwọ́gun alára tún lè pè sórí ètò ìyíkoto ẹ̀bùn ti Laughter Santa láti lè jẹ onírúurú gbáǹkọ́jì gìgbòsà jíga ẹ̀bùn látọwọ́ baba kérésì bíi fìríìjì ẹ̀bùn owó tabua àpò ìrẹsì kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀bùn tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì oúnjẹ ọ̀fẹ́ fóṣù kan gbáko bẹ́ẹ̀ ni fóṣù kan gbáko àtàwọn ẹ̀bùn àwòdámi ẹnu míì lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ láti ra Laughter Santa káàdì rẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ 32 FM 94.9 àjàkẹrin Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn bẹ́ẹ̀ bá sì fẹ́ kún wa lọ́wọ́ láti ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ tàbí béèrè fóun mìíràn ẹ pè Aunty Yellow sórí 0803 651 5050 tàbí Tọ́pẹ́ sórí 0803 579 6925. ẹ̀yin ògo wẹ́rẹ́ o Laughter Santa dé ẹ̀ hó ìhó ayọ̀.
Adami Mogo. Jẹ́ kí rogolo. Má jẹ jìyà bí aláìní ọ. Jẹ́ kí rogolo.
Ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí gángan ni o. Ìsọjí iṣẹ́ agbára Ọlọ́run. Ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́sàn-án tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. Adami Mogo Global Convention. Ọjọ́ ayọ̀ ti 2022. Nínú pàgọ́ ilẹ̀ tó ti máa dẹ́díkéètì ẹ̀. Adami Mogo Jesus City. Ọlọ́run tó pe wòlíì Sáàmù Olúwalú Adami Mogo. Ó fẹ́ tú gbogbo èèyàn lẹ́nu convention eléyìí. Pẹ̀lú àkòrí Absolute Deliverance. Ọjọ́ Friday gẹ́gẹ́ November 25. The Sunday 4th December. Ní Ọlọ́run Ayọ̀ Babalọ́lá ti máa tú àwọn èèyàn sílẹ̀. Nípasẹ̀ ìpè ọ̀pọ̀ wòlíì májẹ̀mú. Àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí Bísí Aláwìyé Àlùkò. Bùkọ́lá Akíndéṣẹ́wọlé Jésù. Esther Ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé. Ìlàjà Akíntúndé Ọlọ́run Sọ́bẹ̀. Adéyínká Aláṣeyọrí. Pásítọ̀ Ẹ̀fọ́ Ọládélé CAC President. Wòlíì Sáàmù Olúwalú Adami Mogo. Wọ́n á máa pàṣẹ ìtúsílẹ̀. Àǹfààní one-on-one counseling tó máa wà. Látọjọ́ Friday 25. Di Sunday 4th December. Ní Adami Mogo Jesus City. Ìbẹ̀jùlẹ́jì Ẹ̀pẹ́ Expressway. Ìlàmìjà Village. Aláró City nílùú Èkó.
BetWGB.com, a platform to be happy for all bettors. BetWGB is repackaged and renewed. There are reasons to be happy. Unlimited market options, highest odds, highest accumulator bonus, highest event selection, highest in-play cash out, simplified access, fantastic user interface, an array of products like Sportbet, Slot, Virtual Soccer, Roulette, Lucky Balls, and more with mouth-watering bonuses. BetWGB.com. Still the wise choice.
Ẹ̀yin aládùn àwùjá ní God's Clinic Solution Mountain. Ọlọ́run wòlíì obìnrin Gbẹ́mi Sọ́lá Ibrahim JP. Yóò tó máa rìnrìn agbára. Ṣiṣẹ́ ìwòsàn ojúkọrọjú o. Gbogbo ọjọ́ Thursday ni power must change hand. Láago 9 òwúrọ̀. Monday tó bá gbẹ̀yìn oṣù. Ní ìṣòro I must make it. Gbogbo ọjọ́ kẹrin lóṣooṣù. Láago 9 òwúrọ̀. Nípàdé alágbára a new thing with solution water. Ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Ọlọ́run. The God's Clinic Solution Mountain. Ló wà nídìí ayùn rẹ̀ o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni iṣẹ́ agbára máa ń lọ nínú ìjọ ìjọ CAC Covenant of Miracle Prayer Ministry eléyìí tó wà ní 18 and 31 Plaza Ìdíọ̀yà Transformer Ìdíọ̀yà Ìbàdàn àtẹlẹ́yìí tó wà ní Bricklayer Association House Tipa Garage Junction Odò ọ̀nà ẹlẹ́wẹ̀ last bus stop Ìbàdàn Prophetess Gbémisọ́lá Ibrahim JP yóò máa sọ̀rọ̀ àṣẹ fúnrànlọ́wọ́ àdúrà 08033349578 Jésù oníṣẹ́ ìyanu retí rẹ ó fẹ́ ṣàwòtán gbogbo ogun.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Just because you do not take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics won't take an interest in you.
The funds spent were properly spent because we got them from intervention funds.
Only you waka come. There is God.
I don't know which party my wife belongs to, but she belongs to my kitchen and my living room and the other room.
Stay in tune with politics on 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back. It's still the podium on 32 FM 94.9. I am CHIKE, OGBOGU, and I've been joined now by Barrister Yomi here in the studio, Gunlola. And also, Professor Remi Ayede is with us here, but he's joining us from South Africa. Okay, this segment of the podium, I have members of the Southwest Youth Parliament, and they're ably represented by their Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Olumide Fashuba. And, well, what are we looking at? Basically, the Southwest Youth Parliament is an offshoot of the Nigerian Youth Parliament that is modeled after the Nigerian parliamentary system. As we have it in Abuja, we also have it in the Southwest. Consists of an 8-member group representing their respective senatorial districts within the Southwest geopolitical zone around the Federation. However, the problem is this. There is a structure for the youth in the Southwest as a parliament. But how effective have they been? What are the activities like? How have they been able to impact the lives of youths, especially in this electioneering period? With me in the studio once again, Right Honorable Olumide Fashuba. Good morning. It's good to have you on the podium on 32 FM 94.9.
Yeah, good morning, host. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, quickly, let's do it this way. How effective has the parliament been in recent time? Some would say the Southwest Youth Parliament has been docile over a long period of time. Barrister, have you heard of them?
Well, I know I read a piece a long time ago, but I really don't know what
the activities. Yeah.
You know, so,
do you make bills? Do you move motions? What are the activities you do in the House?
Okay, the parliament consists of 18 members, and that cuts across all the senatorial districts in Southwest Nigeria. And that is from different senatorial districts in all the 6 states of the Southwest. And the essence of that is for us to have an equal representation of youth across board, from the indigenous youth, right from where we are from. So we got into the office a year ago, and we had an inauguration at the State House of Assembly, and so far visited most of the speakers from Southwest. So we've had 2 plenary sittings where we deliberate on issues towards the sustainability of Southwest youth, then make our recommendations. What we do is after our sittings, we make our recommendations and a communique that is being presented to the Southwest speakers of different House of Assembly, and as well to the Commissioner of Youth across board.
Okay, basically, we want to look at more from this. You, as a representative of the youth, you are a deputy speaker in the Southwest Youth Parliament and all that. The youths around your around the parliament, are they from political parties?
No, they are not.
So how then do you vote in people? What is your voting process?
They are political. Southwest Parliament is our political group, basically, because we have equal representations. Though individual has this personal political inclination. So putting that aside, irrespective of political inclination, we're working towards a common goal, which is sensitizing and orientating the Southwest.
What is your yardstick? What's the mode of choosing members?
Okay.
You know? Do you just randomly pick people, or do you have an election?
Yeah. Because
how do you elect people? Are they from political parties?
No. Each state is by delegates. Each state has its youth parliament, and from there, we now come up with the regional body, which is the Southwest Youth Parliament. So we have a process that each state, from each local government, like from my own side now, we have a local government of 6 that forms my own senatorial district. So from these 6 local government, we have delegates of 5, which are more like the town president, like student union president, who we use more as a delegate to pick whoever will be representing them.
Yes, Right Honorable Olumide Fashuba, right?
Yes, sir.
You say your group is apolitical.
Yes, sir.
So what are you sensitizing the people about, the youths? What are you sensitizing them? You know, what's the focus? You know, or the thrust of your sensitization program?
Okay, let's take for instance, during the last protest, the protest was going on slow and steady, smoothly.
Which one are you talking about? NSAS?
Yes, the NSAS, until it got to a point that it was being acclaimed that it was being hijacked. Hijacked by who? Fellow youths like us. So, and what has happened in between? Because there is a wide gap between us already, that we felt like as a body, these are these are processes that we need to bridge together, bring them together.
Okay, so then
towards having a common voice, like having a voice.
Okay, having a voice.
Yes.
It really beats me when you say your body is apolitical, and then you choose the name of Southwest Youth Parliament. So I don't understand.
Because when you say you are political, and then you have a right honorable who is politically inclined.
You have a right honorable, which is taking the nomenclature from the political lexicon. And then it suggests also that you probably understand, you know, the essence of the legislature in the democratic process. But what you're saying now appears to be completely at variance, you know, with that. So I that's the clarification I want.
Okay.
If you are saying that you are political, and then you choose to be parliamentarians for what?
Okay. Like I've said, prior to let me say the electionary process or delegates process that brought us into the office, what we do is we do a lot of trainings by a particular state, a particular House of Assembly state host us to a training session for like a week before inauguration.
What training?
And all like
training on what?
On legislative duties, yeah. So
Okay.
those are where we get trained on how to go about legislative
So in other words,
duties.
What you appear to be doing is preparing the youths for eventual
greater
takeover
position,
of political positions.
Yes.
But you want to start from an apolitical, you know, foundation. That's serious.
Okay, let's move on. On Tuesday, December 27th. That's in about a month from now. You intend having a program here in Ibadan where you want to inspire and empower youths for today and for tomorrow's challenges.
Beyond this moment.
Yeah, beyond this moment. And then the youths, what's the category of youths that you're looking at? Because the youths have categories too.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the guys on the streets? Are you intending to take them off the streets? Are you looking at students in school? What are the categories of youths that you're looking at?
As stated earlier, and as we've positioned, our aims is to bridge the gap between the youths that we personally have been able to identify, as you've said. We term them into like 3 categories from our own hand, which is the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we felt this summit is going to bridge the gap between the 3 of us, which are going to be bringing everyone on board. The good, like, okay, they're an average guy who goes around about his business duties and all and all. Then the bad ones, like the ones that the society does not want to relate with, they feel like they are maybe having social vices and all like that. Then the ugly ones are our brothers that use for disrupting electionary processes and all like that. Those are our target. The 3 categories of youth are basically our target. That's why we identify them as the good, the bad, and the ugly. Then bringing them together on a round table to have a discussion on what we can do for ourselves to have a way forward as we approach the 2023 general elections. So we felt from there we can have advocacy so that we don't just want to keep doing our own, because at the end of the day, there are still our brothers that keep getting used against us. So those are the major focus of the summit, bridging the gap between the 3 categories of youth that we've been able to identify.
Okay. So basically, it's going to take place when?
In Ibadan.
When?
27th
of December. Yeah. And you're inviting all youths. Is it free?
Yes, free.
Obviously. Okay. All youths are coming. All youths across
the 6 Southwest states.
The 6 Southwest states.
Yes.
There's 3 senatorial districts in your state.
Yes.
And okay. And what do they intend gaining? What's their take home from the event?
Definitely there's going to be a follow-up. That is activities. We're going to be doing capacity building, which is sensitizing and retenting them proper, reason different from the norms. Then have their own view and idea about how we can actually position Southwest youths to speak with one voice towards the coming 23 general elections too. And as well, have a large database of youths that we can actually do different entrepreneurship trainings for, know their needs, get to know their yearnings and all like that. Then for a follow-up of entrepreneurship training across board, because if we are saying we want them to be with us, then we must give them something back in return. If you are bringing someone out of the street, then you should be able to refurbish and reform them to a standard, give them a better life that they will be able to cherish and value.
Are you a member of a political party?
No, I am not.
But you support a political party?
I have an inclination.
You have an inclination. Yeah. Do you mind telling us where you...
There's no point.
No, we should know.
It's just sympathy.
Are you obedient? Are you obedient?
I'm not. By virtue of my...
You're not obedient.
By virtue of my office, I am for everybody.
You are for everybody,
yes.
But you're not obedient.
I'm for everybody.
Do you hold a bat? Do you play table tennis?
I do not.
Do you play table tennis very well?
I do not play table tennis. I play more football.
You play more football?
No, let me ask him this, because I know the youths out there, that you are inviting will be very much concerned about this. What about RSVP? Is rice still going to be very plenty?
Okay, funny enough, as at this morning, we got a sponsorship from Indomie.
Okay, you got a brand. Okay, because
we got a brand that will be making free food
for you guys,
for all the youths.
Okay,
like, as at this morning, so we got a brand. Yes, but probably definitely.
Okay, so, but there are animals that fly at night, right?
Yes,
and they see better at night.
Yes.
In English, what do they call those animals? In Yoruba, they call it Adon or something. But in English, it has a name in English. Okay, are you Batify too?
I'm a political.
You are a political, but you have an inclination.
Yeah, I have.
All right. Thank you for featuring on the podium this morning. The Southwest Youth Summit will take place on the 27th of December 2022. Here in Ibadan. Ibadan will be hosting this year's edition. And then the theme is Beyond This Moment, Inspiring and Empowering Youth Today for Tomorrow's Challenges. the venue, in case you want to start prepping up and clearing your table, will be at the Civic Center Ibadan, where youths from all the 6 southwestern states will converge and chart a new course for a better Nigeria. We've been speaking with Right Honorable Olumide Fashuba, the Deputy Speaker, Southwest Youth Parliament.
But before you close, any youths, they say there's going to be rice stew very plenty at the Ibadan Civic Center, where your colleagues are hosting a parliamentary summit. So we hope you will join them.
All right, no problems. Thank you for featuring on the program this morning.
Thank you very much for having us.
Up next is the redesigning of the Naira, the implications, and many more with a financial expert, Abimbola Ajinibi from Abuja. Stay tuned, don't go away.
Safasa pelisizo simnyama Iwasafa Isizo saba Kavula mo Alichaleni ko Kelize Wemaye wemodo Safasa pelisizo simnyama Iwasafa Isizo saba Kavula mo Alichaleni ko Kelize Maya Kala, Pasafasa, Pelisizo Sinyama, Iwasafa, Isizo Sabantu, Alamula, Anijaleniko, Kelize, Maya Wemodo,
All right, welcome back to the other part of the podium this morning. During the war in 1968, there were reports of currency abuse and trafficking as a result of the conflict. Or perhaps the Nigerian government chose to change the currency to render those looted on the other side of the war useless. The currency was again redesigned, and in 1973, Chief Obafemi Awolowo supervised the creation of the Naira, our own indigenous currency, which took the same value as the Nigerian pound. Then in 1977, the Murtala 20 Naira note was created as the largest currency in Nigeria, and in memory of the fallen head of state, Murtala Muhammad, who was mowed down by the Kuists on the 13th of February 1976. By 1978, the 1 Naira, 5 Naira, and 10 Naira notes were created with different colors. And in 1984, when the then General Muhammad Buhari and colleagues came on board, they decided to change all the currency colors, giving a small amount of time for everyone to turn in their money. In 1991, the 50 Naira note was created. In 1999, the 100 Naira came on board. The year 2000 saw the creation of the 200 Naira note, while 500 Naira note was created in 2001 by 2005, still under the CBN governor, the then CBN governor, Governor Soludo. We had the 1,000 Naira note coming on board. There was this unsuccessful attempt to reintroduce coins, which are goods for controlling inflation and reducing cost of currency management. Since 2005, nothing has happened on that front. But in 2014, there was this introduction of the centenary note. The idea behind pulling currencies and redesigning them from time to time is an operational one, and it is all about risk management. Nigeria has a big challenge with currency counterfeiting, with many such operations all over the country. Nigerians have been caught in the past counterfeiting several currencies in other countries, especially in Uganda and Kenya. These are case studies. Within Nigeria, there have been major busts of currency counterfeiting operations in every state. When you go online and you try to find out, you find out that a chap was caught while attempting to print 20 billion naira in Banana Island and Parkview Estate in 2019. Another pastor in Ikorodu was caught in 2013. Maybe he's still in prison, no one knows. Google only provided this information. Recently, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, on the 26th of October 2022, announced that new Naira notes will be introduced to replace the current 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira notes. He said the redesign will take effect from Thursday, December 15th, 2022. He also said that the existing notes will cease to be regarded as legal tender by January 31st, 2023. What are the reasons why the CBN decided to redesign the Naira notes? What are the implications of the redesigned notes? Professor Remi Ayede is still online with us from South Africa. Barrister Yomi Ogunola is here in the studio. A financial expert, Abimbola Ajinibi, will be speaking with us from Abuja. Good morning, Abimbola Ajinibi. Good to have you on the podium, and thank you for your patience this morning.
Good morning, Chike. Thank you. It's a privilege to be on your show. Good morning, Ibadan. Once again, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, quickly, let's kick it off straight because we have limited time on the program today. The redesign of the Naira. People have talked about the aesthetic design of the Naira. But then my question will be, what is the value of that aesthetic design of the Naira? Will it change the value of the Naira to the dollar? Will the Naira be stronger than the dollar with this aesthetic design? Some say it was a dyed money. Some say, they spent billions of Naira to change the color. Let's look beyond the color. What is the power of the new Naira note?
Thank you very much, Chike. I've actually read a number of comments on the social media, on the newsprint, and I see people talking more about the aesthetic, the color. I mean, you read a lot of ridiculous comments, and then you begin to wonder that we are now majoring in minor while we are minor in major. So now the truth is that the value has nothing to do. The value of Naira has nothing to do with the aesthetic future. So now the question is that what are the qualities of money or currency? Portability, durability, uniformity, and all that. There's nowhere where issue of how does it. And if you look at, in fact, let's even consider the almighty dollar. If you look at the $100 bill, the old $100 bill and the new $100 bill, you hardly see a significant. As a matter of fact, the US currency is very dull. It's just a green, and that's why they call it greenback. So our expectation as Nigeria, we want a colorful currency, and that doesn't change the real value of money. CBN has given the reason. They gave about 6 reasons for the redesign, though I wouldn't really agree with some of the reasons given. Now, they said that the number one reason that the redesign is to prevent hoarding of banknotes. And of course, they came up with statistics that 85% of the currency it's outside the banks, meaning that individuals are stashing currency, in their various forms. I quite agree with that. And there is no economy where you see the quantum of cash outside the system like Nigeria. And the question is, you begin to wonder, why do people want to keep cash? You keep cash because you want to operate outside the radar of the system. And largely, that would, it has to do with either corruption or crime, and that's the only reason why you want to keep cash, And Chike, if I ask you, at any point in time, what quantum of cash do you have with you? I'm sure an average or typically, ideally, nobody should carry cash more than between 5,000 and 10,000. Because why? We have various channels of payment as of today. You have POS, you have several online platforms that payment can be made. So really, we have no reason carrying cash. And then CBN gave the reason of being shortage of clean and fit notes. And it's ridiculous that you go to parties and you see people hawking mint. And the question is, where do they get this from? CBN, of course. And the third reason they gave is security consideration, relation to spate of kidnapping. And I quite agree with that. Kidnappers accept cash as form of ransom. And why is this possible? Because of the quantum cash that we have outside the system. And this actually, when CBN came up with the issue of cashless society, I think the first thing they should have done is what we are doing now, to reboot the system, to ensure that we mop up the cash. Because if we say cashless society, if we are looking at moving towards cashless society, and already we have 85 or 90% of cash outside the bank vault, it's going to be very, very difficult to implement this. So, and lastly, to answer your question, globally, what CBN has done, that is in line with the best practice all over the world. Currency change, currency redesign is nothing strange. Recently, UK has done, I think, £20, I'm not sure. US did a redesign of $100 bill recently. So, redesigning of Naira or recoloring of Naira, however you call it, it has nothing to do with the value. But the truth is that what CBN has done is long overdue. And in my opinion, I'm totally in support of this policy. Yeah, thank you.
Are you there, Chike? You can't follow us.
Okay, are you there, Chike?
Chike, are you there?
Go ahead, Prof. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think I agree with what he has just said concerning currency redesign, and it seems that the major reason why countries redesign their currency is essentially to address, to reduce risk and counterfeiting problems. And the way they have done it is, for instance, as he mentioned specifically the UK about one specific denomination. And in the US, they have a way they scale it. For instance, the $10 bill will be redesigned in 2026, $50 bill in 2028, $20 bill in 2030, $5 bill in 2032, and $100 bill in 2034. Why is the Nigerian Central Bank redesigning all the currency in one fell swoop? Why not do it the way other countries have done it? And also, why do they have a standing committee that looks into these risk mitigation and counterfeiting problems?
Okay, Prof. Should I respond to that? Okay, now, in the first instance, if you ask me, I'm not sure we have any reason to have a $1,000 bill or $500 bills. Because when we are moving in that direction, how do we then encourage? So, like, we are going the opposite direction. We're trying to introduce the use of currency, the use of coins, and at the same time, we are increasing the bill for the note. We are increasing the value of we are increasing the bill. I heard there was a time they were even looking at 5,000 naira bill. So there's no how you have iron note bill and you want to encourage the use of coin. And the truth is that if you hold 5 naira today, it's as good as useless. What do you want to buy with 5 naira? So if I were to advise the CBN, I think we should even phase out 500 and 1,000. And to now respond to what you said. So what they are looking at, it's not all the currency. They are looking at the 200 naira bill, the 500, and then 1,000. Because because of the size of that of these bills, it is easy to actually carry huge sum of amount. As at during the week, there was a report from CBN that so far, from the lodgement of the 200, 500, and 1,000 bill, the bank already recorded over 165 billion into the CBN vault, and that is huge. And it tells you that more is still coming, So, and what I also suspect, what I so strongly suspect, is that CBN is trying to reduce the quantity or the number of 500, 200, and 1,000 bills that will be in circulation. For instance, if you go to Europe, if you go to UK, if you go to US, and you bring out 500, you bring out 50 pounds, 100 pounds, $100, the teller or the cash teller will look at you again because it's strange. You have no business carrying that size of size of bill. So it's what we do here is it's quite unusual, and unless we deal with this fundamental, the truth is that we are where we are because of cash issue, money, corruption, and fundamentally we've got to start dealing with this issue. Like Dr. Tanko said, we don't give shishi and all that. So we need to maintain a level playing field. Because ultimately, though CBN has not come out to say it clearly, but their body language and the urgency of, this redesign and the time frame shows that they are trying to discourage. Dr. Tanko mentioned something. So to discourage money, EFCC attempted this in 2019, and of course, a lot of cash were impounded at the border, even through the one that came in through the system. So much money is in circulation. And unfortunately, because of the poverty level, our people are susceptible, and gullible when it comes to, and the truth is that you can't win election in Nigeria today without money.
All right, Abimbola, kindly hold your thoughts. We'll go on this break, and when we come back, we'll engage you more. We'll continue with this discussion. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
FM 94.9.
There is something about the fearless mind. It is brave and audacious. Where will you be on December 4th? Will you be ready for the speed? Will you be ready for the thrill? Get ready for the Fanfare Autofest, the Fearless Edition, happening at the Trans Amusement Park Ibadan on December 4th, 2022. The thrill will be mad. The Fanfare Autofest is powered by Fearless, Nigeria's #1 energy drink. Fearless, embrace the thrill.
I've got the passion to chase my dreams, to become who I wanna be. Add my flavor to my life and make it truly mine. Mama door, tasty food and nutrition, cooking oil, spread and seasoning. Explore your flavor with Mama door.
Mama door, explore your flavor.
Families are already preparing for Laughter Santa 2022. Laughter Santa's here again, and he's smiling with lots of gifts. To participate, you can buy your Laughter Santa card for 2,000 naira only to see Santa and get your unique laughter number, which is your unique access to your Laughter Santa raffle on radio. And from 5:15 to 6 p.m. daily, from the 1st to the 24th December 2022, you can call on the Laughter Santa raffle show to win loads of goodies from Santa, like refrigerators, cash gifts, free meal for a month, bags of rice, bicycles, a surprise gift, and many more. You can get your Santa card at 4th floor Cocoa House, Dubai. For sponsorship and inquiries, call Auntie Yellow on 0803-651-5050 or Tope on 0803-576-6925.
Ilé-iṣẹ́ kan ń bẹ ara. Mọ́jọ́rìmọ́rì pẹ̀lú òye tó péye náà fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọn. Àti lọ́la steel and construction company. Kò sí irú kan láwùjọ òkúta.
Àtilọ́lá steel and construction company. Ilé-iṣẹ́ ajórimọ́ni tó bá jẹ́ ká jórimọ́ni ká finú ṣẹ̀dá ohun èlò tó péye tó dùn bójú wò. Àtilọ́lá steel and construction company. Lágbádé fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin sànmọ́rí, ẹ̀yin agbaṣẹ́ṣe àtẹ̀yẹ lára túntà. Tẹ́ ẹ bá fi àga onírin tí kì í tẹ̀ gbọ̀rọ̀kọ̀, ilẹ̀kùn onírin àti ní ojú fèrèsé típa olè òní ká, òrùlé onírin, ayọ̀nrù tó dáa tó lálòpẹ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn oníṣẹ́ irin míì. Àtilọ́lá steel and construction company ló lè bá yín ṣe. Iṣẹ́ wọn dáa, ó tún dáa ju tòkè òkun lọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló sì rọ́jú. Building contractor ni wọ́n. Ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ni wọ́n fi ṣiṣẹ́ wọn. Àǹfààní wà fáwọn tó bá fẹ́ kọ́ nípa iṣẹ́ yìí. Wọ́n wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ rélùwé láàrin 2 kìlómítà 110 àti ìyànàjà alẹ́sìlọ́yẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ni 0805-701-3619 àti 0703-940-0431.
Àtilọ́lá steel and construction company. Kò sí irú kan láwùjọ òkúta.
The Gospel Music Request Show.
Turn it up.
Baby, what?
I start believing God, oh, even the devil knows that I'm true.
Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he has done great things, as we have overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimony. Join the Gospel Music Request Show as we testify and praise God in beautiful songs every Sunday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. on your laughter station 32 FM 94.9. Don't miss it. The Gospel Music Request Show.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9. When the people became silent,
the government became oppressive. It's time to lend your voice to politics.
On 32 FM 94.9.
All right, welcome back. Bimbola Ajinibi, financial expert, is on the line with us all the way from Abuja. Bimbo, please, you bear with us. We have bills to pay too, and we just have to do that. Before we went on that break, Prof engaged you, and now it's time for Barrister Yomi Ogunlola to engage you here from Ibadan Studios.
Yes, good morning, my financial guru. Are you with us?
And are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, now very good. Now, there is something bothering me. I would like to clear with you. I listened to the president, the Federal Executive Council meeting, while he was unveiling, the redesigned Naira notes, and I saw that the reasons he gave for the redesign were threefold: hoarding of the currency, counterfeiting of the currency, and of course shortages of the currency in supply. And I was wondering, what effect, if any, would redesigning the Naira notes have with respect to improving the microeconomic environment, the drive for structural reforms, strengthening public expenditure management, and implementing institutional and governance reforms, particularly as it relates to fiscal policy of the government? Are you there?
Oh, yes, I'm with you,
Yes,
Barrister.
yes.
Okay.
So that's the question I am asking, because is it limited to just hoarding, counterfeiting, and shortages of the currency? What about, improving the microeconomic environment, our pursuit of structural reforms, how to strengthen public expenditure management, and implementing institutional and governance reforms, particularly as they relate to the fiscal policies of government? That's my question.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister. I will also agree with you on the fact that redesigning is not going to be a silver bullet. It's not going to solve all this problem, But the truth is that, particularly in the formal sector, a lot is not being captured in our economy. A lot is going on in the formal sector that is not even captured. I mean, for instance, I know a few businesses that are thriving, but they are cash-based. And there is no how you can actually capture some of these activities in the economy. The result from the last quarter GDP was released during the week, and it showed that the GDP is showing a growth of 2.25%. But in reality, most Nigerians don't feel this. And the truth is that, the statistics are real. They've been validated internally and externally. Now, to address your question, ultimately, I see the redesigning, being able to address inflation, not immediate, because the truth is that you have quite a number of, going by the CBN statistics, you have almost 90% of the cash outside the default, and this impact on liquidity management. So if you're able to bring, and the truth is that CBN statistics may not even be accurate. I'm not sure if CBN is able to even account for the size of cash outside the system. Maybe what they give is just an estimate. Or if you are able to bring this cash.
Okay. Kindly hold on, Abimbola Ajinibi. I guess you're a little bit far away from your device, because we can barely grab what you're saying. The line seems to be very funny right now.
Oh, okay. I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. Okay, much better now.
Okay. So what I was saying is that redesign is not going to be silver bullet in dealing with microeconomic issue, particularly inflation. But in the long run, it will, because going by the CBN statistics, we have almost 90% of cash outside the food, and this cash, there are activities going on around this cash that are not captured, that are not captured in the economy. And if you look at it further, there are a lot of what I would call illegal activities going on because of the size of cash outside. And in order to encourage, and the essence of cashless is for the government, to capture all the activities within the economy, so that we are able to manage the economy the way it should. But as of today, even we said we run cashless, there are places you go, and when you see cash, you start wondering what exactly are we doing. And this is what we should have done from the beginning. To mop up the cash in the system. We have so much cash in the system, and because of this, you keep hearing Ghana must go, Ghana. So when Ghana must go exchange hands, you have no record what is going on. And so when you have that size of cash outside the economy, chasing fewer goods, that's where the word inflation kicks in. So if you are able to sanitize this to a large extent, we have no business recording inflation at about 21%. That's actually agreed that inflation is all over the world. But what we are experiencing here at the moment shouldn't be so. So first thing first, let's mop up, excessive cash in the system. Then we'll be able to move further from that. So, Barrister, I hope I was able to
Yeah,
answer. As I said, it's not going to be a silver bullet.
Yeah.
But we have to start.
Okay, so I know Barrister Remi Ayede, Professor Remi Ayede is itching to ask a question, but from what you just said now, for the sake of our listener, I want to ask you this. Okay, somebody on Facebook, Okediran Babatunde says, does government fix maximum amount that can be exchanged at the bank? That's his question. And then for me, my question is for hoarding claims, economically speaking, what is the incentive of hoarding cash in Nigeria, considering the continuous devaluation and inflationary trend that has been wiping the value of the naira against the dollar when there are various hedging options available? And then, does the CBN have any tentative intelligence that suggests massive hoarding, or is it is this just another trial and error policy by the Apex Bank in Nigeria?
Okay, I mentioned that earlier, that you and I, ordinary people who go about their legitimate business. You have no business stashing cash at all. So when you keep cash, I'm not talking of 5,000, I'm not talking of 10,000, I'm not talking of 20,000. When you stash cash in Ghana Moscow bags at home, then there's something you are doing that you do not want people to know. So people that deals largely with huge cash, they are trying to evade the radar of the system. So that's why. So what I think CBN is doing now is to monitor what. The truth is that I'm sure that policy is going to come out. You have a limited, or you have a limited number of cash that will be able to draw funds. Whatever transaction you want to do, you do it online. In other places, in the climes where things are working, you don't have business carry. If you carry a certain amount of cash, even to the bank, you will be queried. You will be queried. And as I was discussing earlier, even if you go to the mall, if you go to the supermarket to make purchases, and you bring out even $1,100, £100, they will look at you again. Who is this person? What are you doing with this size of cash? So now what I believe CBN is trying to do, which he also mentioned as one of the reasons for the redesign, is to entrench a cashless economy. And if really CBN will live up to the expectation, I believe that if this policy is well implemented, to a large extent, we'll be able to put some of this crisis behind us. And the truth is that most politicians and some corrupt civil servants, they are definitely not going to be happy with this policy, because they do a lot of cash-based transactions because they don't want it to pass through the system. So we don't have a business, we don't have any business stashing cash in Ghana Must Go, hauling cash as if cash is a good. So I believe that if this policy is well implemented, some of these problems will go away.
Okay, Professor Remi Ayede, I see you signaling to ask one or two.
Yes. I think that he has alluded to this point before, but I think it's in need of further clarification. Because the whole idea of stashing cash is that you need such bundle of money during election period. If you want to buy votes, you need to stash a lot of cash. If you are very familiar with Nigerian political leaders and those who have gone to the governor's offices will tell you that when you enter into those offices and you get out of it, you are likely not to come out with the same person, because you may not go with a portfolio or a Ghana Must Go, but you can come out with a Ghana Must Go. It's very close to the challenges they're having in South Africa, where the president was claimed that millions of dollars have been stolen from his house, and he's saying that it's his personal money, and people are asking, why do you keep that kind of money at home rather than in the bank? I think it has a lot to do with politics. But people are asking whether this is not targeting those who are associated with carrying cash in bullion vans to undermine their electoral strategy.
Okay, before we round off this segment, I want to Okay, let me give Barrister the floor first. Then I round it off with my own question.
Okay. My brother, I have this question. I know that it is one that quite a number of Nigerians are itching, to ask. Many were taken aback when the finance minister came out to say that she was unaware of the idea of a policy, of a redesigning of the Naira, that she was kept in the dark. I want to ask, what is the relationship between the monetary policies of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the fiscal policies of government? What kind of interaction should be between those two policies in an ideal situation?
All right, you answer that question immediately after this break. Abimbola, you answer that question immediately after this break. Stay tuned, don't go away.
Miss Polly has a baby who was sick. She phoned to the doctor to be quick. The doctor came running with a Rexall drop, and he knocked on the door with a rat-a-tat-tat.
Rexall paracetamol drop is good for the treatment of feverish conditions in babies. Rexall paracetamol drop has a fruity taste, and it is mild on the child's digestive system.
Then the baby was happy and started to play.
Rexall paracetamol, also available as tablets and suppositories for adults and syrup for children. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor. Rexall paracetamol, another quality product from Daily Need Industries.
láìsí àní-àní gbogbo ìdílé ló ń rọ́kùnkùn kẹ̀kẹ́ gbáradì fún kérésì ayọ̀ tọdún yìí Laughter Center 2022 ti lè ṣe rédíò 32 FM kẹ̀tíkẹ̀tí ló sì ti kẹ́rù rẹ̀ dé láláràǹbarà fún gbogbo aláyọ̀ láti lè pàdé baba kérésì aláyọ̀ ó lè ra káàdì Laughter Center fún $2,000 péré kó lè fún ọ láǹfààní láti rí baba kérésì kó o gbẹ̀bùn nínú èyí tó sì tún gba àkànṣe nọ́mbà kan tí ó jẹ́ kó o lè kópa nínú ìdíje ìyíkoto Laughter Center lórí rédíò 32 FM bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ̀ láti aago 5 kọjá ìṣẹ́jú 15 sí aago 6 ìrọ̀lẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọjọ́ kìíní sí ọjọ́ 24 oṣù kejìlá ìwọ́gun alára tún lè pè sórí ètò ìyíkoto ẹ̀bùn ti Laughter Center láti lè jẹ onírúurú gbáǹkọ́ jìgìgbò sàjìgà ẹ̀bùn látọwọ́ baba kérésì bíi fìríìjì ẹ̀bùn owó tabua àpò ìrẹsì kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀bùn tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì oúnjẹ ọ̀fẹ́ fóṣù kan gbáko bẹ́ẹ̀ ni fóṣù kan gbáko àtàwọn ẹ̀bùn àwòdámi ẹnu míì lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ láti ra Laughter Center káàdì rẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ 32 FM 94.9 àjàkẹrin Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn bẹ́ẹ̀ bá sì fẹ́ kún wa lọ́wọ́ láti ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ tàbí béèrè fún mìíràn ẹ pè Aunty Yellow sórí 0803 651 5050 tàbí Tọ́pẹ́ sórí 0803 579 6925 ẹ̀yin ògo wẹ́rẹ́ o Laughter Center dé ẹ̀ hó ìhó ayọ̀.
Say you wanna feel that boost? Allow me to introduce Amber energy drink. No more shutting down, we're going up. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go ahead and tell somebody. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go ahead and tell somebody. Say, what are you waiting for? Yeah, now you can do more because Amber energy drink there for you. Amber energy drink there for you. No need to go too far, you can find it where you are because Amber energy drink there for you. Amber energy drink there for you. Yeah, yeah, Amber there for you. Yeah, yeah, Amber there for you.
Amber energy drink. Stimulate the energy in you.
eruku lọ́lá látàrí egun tó ké egun ariwo gè torí àwọn tó mí sẹ̀sẹ̀ ogún mi ò tẹ̀mí tí bí káàdì àyìnrín àti pupa ìdíje fẹ̀yà àgbáyé balẹ̀ nílẹ̀ lárúbáwá pápá ìṣeré mẹ́jọ ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ nírú àwọn olólùfẹ́ àwọn akópa orílẹ̀-èdè yóò ti gbáyé kan ègé ẹ̀kì ìpá fèrè tẹ́ ẹ mọ́ igbe ogún mi ò tẹ̀mí lórí ìrànràn ibo lẹ́yìn fọkàn sí pé yóò wò sí o orílẹ̀-èdè wo lẹ́rù pé yóò gbé fi àgbáyé lọ ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ ikọ̀ eré ìdárayá 32 FM 94.9 9 lọ́jọ́ àṣekágbá ìdíje ti Qatar 2022 ní gbàgede ti race course amphitheatre lẹ́kàn sàlámì ẹ̀rẹ́màsígbà stadium Ìbàdàn láti agogo 12 ọ̀sán dalẹ́gbẹ̀rẹ́ ni dóòtì máa lọ pẹ̀lú kọ́mẹ́tì lédè Yorùbá sọ́gbọ́nà èyí àtúbalẹ̀ yìí rẹ̀ mọ́ra fáwọn lẹ́nu tayọ ràkàtì àti ibùdó gbé nídìí tálì àwa nìkan ò dáṣẹ́ o pẹ̀lú ìrànlọ́wọ́ winners golden bet àti amber energy ńlájọ ṣe.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9. When the people became silent,
the government became oppressive. It's time to lend your voice to politics.
On 32 FM 94.9.
All right, welcome back. Quickly, Abibola Ajinibi, Barrister asked a question before we went on that break, and in just like a minute, kindly give an answer. The relationship between the CBN fiscal policy, monetary policy, and government's fiscal policy.
Very, very germane question that, we, even as the, as the industry operators, we've been agitating for this. There has been a disconnect between fiscal policy and monetary policy, and it didn't just start today. It has always been there. And for us to have a good financial system, there must be proper handshake between fiscal policy and monetary policy. Now, on the part of the Honorable Minister not to be aware, I find that, I find it quite ridiculous, because the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Finance is a member of the board of CBN, where such decisions were taken, So if it goes back to the office and did not inform Madam, I don't see why that should be CBN. And Madam shouldn't even have come out publicly and said, I'm not aware. Because for CBN to have gone ahead with that, it's a board decision, and the presidency is aware of that. And if you notice the Honorable Minister's speech that clear, she didn't just stop at saying that she's not aware. She's also not in agreement with the policy. Yeah. And that speaks volume. So the Ministry of our Finance is aware because the representative, the permanent secretary, who is the highest ranking career officer, by the way, was in attendance where the decision was taken. So, and again for allowing the highest ranking career officer in the ministry to sit on the board, I think the government had intention of ensuring that there's a proper handshake between fiscal policy and monetary policy. But again, ego problem is there. The CBN governor sees himself as I report to the presidency and I don't report to any minister. So, it has to be dealt with, because unless that is done, monetary policy will be going different way. Fiscal policy, as we are talking, it shows that the minister who is responsible for fiscal policy is not in agreement with the monetary policy of redesigning iron note. So it's a problem, but the minister our ministry is fully aware. She may not be aware, but our ministry is aware.
Okay, all right. Thank you for featuring on the podium this morning, financial expert Abimbola Ajinibi. I hope we're going to get more conversations, especially when it comes to economic policies, finance, and other things surrounding monetary and fiscal policies within the polity.
Thank you very much, Chike. Ibadan is my home.
All right, I hope to see you one day in our studios, live in the studio.
Very soon, maybe December I'll be around.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. I will be waiting for the camel that you will bring for us for Christmas.
Yeah.
Camel from here. I won't bring camel. Nakilishi now. Okay. I get that.
All right. Okay. So we move on to the other part of the last lap of the podium this morning. Nigeria and its polity. By 2023, somebody will steer the ship of state within the Nigerian state. Who would that person be? Earlier on, we spoke with Yunus Atanko, the chief spokesman of the Labour Party, Obi Dati 2023. And now, What do we do to transform this entity, Nigeria? It belongs to you. It belongs to me. It's for all of us. We have presidential candidates from 18 political parties vying for the number 1 seat in Abuja, who would occupy Aso Rock. But how would you occupy Aso Rock if you don't transform the system? What are those plans? What are those promises to transforming the system? With me this morning, I have Femi Emmanuel, not the regular pastor, but a younger Femi Emmanuel. He's the coordinator of Transform Nigeria, Southwest. Also have Adewale Padeola, the PRO, Transform Nigeria. What are we transforming in Nigeria, Femi?
Well, the system, the kind of leadership we've had. First, let me say good morning.
Face the camera, the microphone. People are not hearing you.
All right, good morning, sirs. I'm Femi Emmanuel, like you've introduced. Yes. And the coordinator of Transform Nigeria Ibadan Southwest. And also here with me, I have Mr. Wale Ikwadiola, is the PR of the group.
Okay, so you believe there's a system failure, right?
Absolutely.
And then you feel it can be transformed, it can be fixed.
Sure.
It can be fixed.
Sure.
How do we fix this?
Well, it's first starts with making the right choice when it comes to who is going to lead the country. The first step in ensuring that you get to your journey is making sure you are being driven by the right driver. That's the first step.
That statement you made is synonymous to a candidate who made that statement in Ibadan. Peter Obi said that thing in Ibadan. About talking about the driver, that the drive when somebody who is driving the car doesn't drive it well, the car might knock engine. But Nigerians should vote the right driver, you know. And now you are talking about the right driver again. Are you okay? Before I go to that part, I want to engage Professor Remi Ayede now. Prof, you're still there, and then I want to ask a question. Lately, many people getting involved in the political process are the youths. The youths have woken up. Is this not a plus for the polity?
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's very welcome, as you know, that consciousness. What we are concerned about is whether it will be properly channeled and whether it will be sustained over time. Because if you look at the current generation or crop of leaders, there's always this argument about the need for a generational shift. And we all know that generational shift cannot come by those older people who are in government currently relinquishing their position and say, hey, it's time for us to retire and sit back for you young men to take up the radar. What will happen is you become self-conscious and have become activated and alive to their responsibility and are willing and able, you know, to take charge. And what is happening with the current wave of consciousness, which started with the EndSARS demonstration, is really that the youths are beginning to see that they have a role to play. And I think part of the reason why this is also possible is not just about the EndSARS. It's also that we have seen the result of elections, and we have seen that votes actually count, because previously people thought that votes doesn't really matter. All they just do is sit somewhere and write the results. But with the electronic transfusion of results directly from the PVC, and we see politicians actually going to the polling units level to bribe voters, it's becoming very clear to them that the opportunity to make a change, to cause a difference, is really possible. And they are taking up that challenge. We only expect that, they will see it to the logical conclusion and also sustain it. But another interesting dimension of it is also that, social media is ripe, is working, and it's not something that is confined to the national polity alone. We have people outside who are concerned about their friends, their relatives in Nigeria, and who are also using the social media as a tool, for political mobilization. And that has also happened in a manner that the generation that is very at home or that is suave with the tools of social media.
Okay, Prof. For the sake of time, there's this interesting part of this team, the Transform Niger team. They seem to be inclined to, they seem to have a leaning to a certain political party, a certain political candidate, and it happened to be, maybe today is just the Peter Obi day on the podium. They are Peter Obi faithfuls, they are obedience, according to them. Why did you choose Peter Obi?
Well, there's been some kind of narratives, right? We've had people say fairness, justice, equity, all sorts of criteria. But for us, it's about competence. For us, we are looking beyond all these criteria that has been laid down by some of our leaders. Yes, these are reasonable. These are quite reasonable criteria. If you want to keep a sane environment, if you want justice, if you want to ensure that there is security, everyone needs to have a share of. We all need to have a sense of belonging in an environment that we all claim to share. But then, for us, it's more about competence. The situation that Nigeria is at right now needs the right leader. Like I said, needs the right driver. You won't say because this person is from my tribe, let him drive me down, even if he's not as good as someone else from another tribe or from another race.
You're talking about competence.
Yes.
You have an Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was a former governor of Lagos State.
Absolutely.
Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State.
Yes.
Atiku Abubakar, former vice president of Nigeria. And you say you feel Peter Obi is more competent.
Yes.
Why? These people also had political posts too.
I would. Why I'm saying that is because of their antecedents, the things they have achieved, and the impact of their achievements on their citizens. Now, when we talk about competence, and your role as a leader is to raise the people you are leading from where they were before you got elected as their leader to where they were expecting to be while they were voting for you. Now, the achievements of Peter Obi can be traced into the lives of the citizens of Anambra. But this can't really be said about Asiwaju or Atiku himself. Yes, maybe they empowered and enriched their fellow caucus, their fellow politicians or their fellow groups. But can you say this about Lagosians?
Okay, I think it is time I come in.
Yeah. All right, sir.
Now you have talked about the driver, that you believe we need a good driver.
Yes, sir.
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been talking about the road. He says that he knows the road and that the others don't. So between the one who is a good driver and the one who knows the road, because if the driver knows Abi road, he go
he'll miss his destination.
He go miss his destination.
Someone knows the road. Someone knows how to drive. Yeah. So if the driver does not know the road to his destination, how will he get there? But somebody knows the road.
And he's not a good driver.
And you are saying he's not a good driver.
So
how do we balance this?
Kata did this country.
Let me come in here too.
Okay, Adewale Ipadeola.
Yeah. When we talk about the good driver and we talk about the road, a good driver can manage a bad vehicle to a destination. But a bad driver can never manage a bad vehicle. A bad driver can never manage a good vehicle.
Even on a good road.
On a good road to a destination. It will crash them. Despite the fact that you know the road, that driver will still crash that vehicle on their way going. So once you have a good driver that knows that know what he's doing, we will surely navigate his way. A good driver like my very self, I've been driving for more than 20 years now. And no matter, there's nowhere in Nigeria or anywhere in this world that I cannot drive to. So far, there is a road to that place. There is a way to that place.
Even when you don't know the road.
Even when yes, I will still get there.
So what you are saying?
Once you don't know the road,
let me just say this. What you are saying now is,
yes, sir,
you don't even need to know the road because Google don't bring.
That is, you are right, sir. That's my next point, sir. That the world is even more easier now. You can even ask Google. Google will take you there,
Professor
sir.
Are you a driver?
Yeah, you know.
Are you a driver, Prof?
Yeah, we drive everywhere, and we are actually learning to be better and better.
Baby fella, no.
And it's very important.
Okay.
Because you have to lead.
Okay, before we leave, Baby Falano, are you a driver? You can try, but you don't know the road. You don't know the road. Kemi Alademenya, are you a driver? You can try. Everybody seems to know how to drive.
And Google will show you the road.
Exactly. Most places in Lagos, most of us don't know all those nooks and crannies in Lagos. And once just type your destination, Google will lead you there. So we don't need to know the road, and but have a good driver and you get to your destination safely. That's why we are rooting for Peter Obi that knows how to drive and will manage the vehicle very well.
And also, sir, to come like, let's come to think of it. When it comes to him saying he knows the road, let's ask, what kind of road is he talking about? The road of corruption, the road of is records that can't be really tracing. You know, like, we are trying to look at shifting from the old kind of the old order to the new order. So we need to ask ourselves questions: what kind of road? Like, we are asking him to engage us, he's refusing to do that. Come and speak to youth. You don't want to do that, and you are talking about road. What kind of roads?
Do you want to be a passenger? My name is Chike Obogu. I worked alongside Lucky Thomas, Kemi Alademei, Gbemisola Falona, Barrister Yomi Ogunola was here. Professor Remi Ayede, thank you for joining us all the way from South Africa. I hope Stellenbosch will be doing you well.
How many days you don't spend for South Africa? Your face don't change.
It is 11 o'clock. It is 11 o'clock. We need to go. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to know how the vehicles will be early enough from Femi Manuel and Adewale Padiola, Transform Niger Southwest Coordinator and PRO respectively. Up next is Ijao Dollar with Tobilola Ogunshino Wakilumo. Until I come your way next week, I am Chike Obogu. Enjoy your weekend and bye for now.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
let me see
listening to me right now,
let
I'm
me see
about to
una
make
face
a
now.
public announcement. I am Sheila, the BCFR, and I listen to 32 FM 94.9.